everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to our match preview show for Liverpool's Benfica. First leg tie, of course, in the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals time. You know how huge it is every single season, isn't it? The Champions League. We're at the final stages now, aren't we? Of what could still be a magical season. If it isn't already, anyway. But hello, guys. Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. The one thing I will say before we do start, if any of you guys want to join, have your say about the Benfica game, about this huge week that is ahead. The link to join the stream is in the video description down below. It is the last link, I believe. I did put it in tonight. So if you guys want to come on, have your say, have your thoughts and opinions about the huge week ahead of Liverpool, and of course, as previewing this game, then by all means, please join. Because well, tonight hopefully we'll have a nice little chat and conversation about it anyway. But Jamie's in saying. Big up fella. Oh, he's actually here. We'll introduce him in a moment. Hi, bro, says Mick. Hello, Mick. Hope you're having a fantastic day, mate. Hopefully you are all good and well. Evening, says Data as well. Good evening, Data. Hope you're on a fantastic day, my friend. And Jeannie says evening, Connor and chat as well. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you are feeling. Of course, the Reds managing to do the job against, of course, who did we play this weekend? That's how bad my memory is today. We did face and we did beat Watford 2-0. That's how bad my memory is. But hello, sir. How are we?
How mate? How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I've completely forgotten, what day are we on? There's so much football going on this week. It's unbelievable.
Crazy.
But how are you? How are you feeling about this week?
I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this week and month coming up. It's a busy old time, and it's probably the best time I can remember being a Liverpool fan. I have to say, it's the most exciting time I've ever been a Liverpool fan, and there's good news all around the club at the moment. Obviously, we've got a fully fit squad going into this busy period, and a certain Mo Salah looks like he might be signing the contract. So, could things be any better, Connor? Could things actually be any better?
Well, that takes us brilliantly into our first point, really. What a huge week it is, and like the only week I can think about personally is that week back, in 2009, when we were going for the league title against Manchester United, who were then, of course, the bee's knees back then. But we had them and Madrid in the same week, and this feels the same in the sense of the scale of it. I would say, you look at it, Benfica quarterfinals of the Champions League. It's huge. Liverpool potentially, could in theory get the job done now. Instead of having that second leg there. And then, of course, as we all know, and we will talk about more in depth after, of course, probably on Thursday, the Manchester City game towards the end. But do you think this is the biggest the biggest week, I should say, in the club's history, or one of the biggest weeks in the history?
Yeah, it's been. Well, I mean, that's a heck of a question. It probably is, as far as I can remember. I mean, I remember the teams of the late 80s, early 90s and watching them, and because I'm that old. But yeah, I can't remember any week as mad as it is. And when Thiago mentions it, and look at the things Thiago's been involved in his football career, and when he mentions this is the most exciting week of football coming up that he's ever played in, I think that tells you how great this actually is. So yeah, this is probably the greatest. I can't wait. I mean, it's hard enough going to sleep every night with kids, but I'm now being high on Liverpool content for the next few weeks. It's almost impossible. So it's I can't wait, mate. Can't wait.
That is very, very true. We do have another guest for tonight's show, anyway, and that is of course Mr. Planet FC, Mickey Friars. Mick, how you doing, mate?
I'm fantastic, bro. I had a fantastic day in Liverpool on Saturday, so I lost my voice a bit singing, so.
I did see you were at Anfield. We just get to speaking about, start of a huge week, Jay said there, he can't remember, in recent memory of a bigger week for Liverpool. Would you agree? Like for me, I think it is the biggest, well, especially the biggest week under Jurgen Klopp so far, I would say.
Well, you know me, I've been watching Liverpool since the 70s. So for me, this is the biggest season we've ever had. And no matter what happens from now on, instead of losing your head, Liverpool fans, let's just enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy the ride. We should be proud that we're in every single cup still.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think Jay got thinking about it as well. I think Jurgen, especially with the interview that BT put out earlier on, with him and Peter Crouch, him speaking about it. Liverpool, he said, well, practically, of course, we would be the only ones considered for the quadruple. It's impossible. He did say, but even Jurgen did say City is still probably the favourites for the treble. And that to me just shows that Jurgen isn't like, oh yeah, we've won one trophy, we're going to win all of them. Wouldn't expect that from Jurgen anyway. But the fact that he is still level-headed in this and looking at it to going, right, we're going to chase City and we're going to try and get them. But of course, we are playing against Pep Guardiola and this Man City team, and just. Last season, of course, we all know with COVID and other things that happened in personal life and so on. It just seems like everyone now is just not kind of reborn, but kind of like got that fresh mentality of here we are again, fighting at the top of everything.
Yeah, I mean, what Klopp said, in that interview he did with Peter Crouch is the right thing to say to the fan base. But I don't think he thinks that behind the scenes. I honestly, I've been saying this for a while now. I've said it on my channel. I've done a couple of videos on this on my channel. I do believe Liverpool have the best squad in the country. I think at this moment in time we do have the best squad in England. And, with the Diaz signing in January and now having Diaz, I think could be the key to everything. And having a fit Thiago is going to be massive as well. I don't think we've played Man City with our fully fit first 11, especially at the Etihad. And with a Thiago, Fabinho, a Hendo in midfield, that back four, which is tremendous. And the way we're winning games at this moment in time, what I like about the way we win games now is, a lot of people go on about our performances lately. But I think we've come to a level where we are as a football team now that we can play at a certain gear and know we can win games at that gear, like the Liverpool teams of the 80s. They didn't have to motor through every team. They could go against a team playing second gear, win it 2-0, be comfortable. And then the team that's higher up level, they go up in gears like that. And I think that's what you've seen from this Jurgen Klopp team now. So Jurgen Klopp is also learning as we are as well. And as I say, what we're doing right now is, arguably the best in Europe with Manchester City. And behind the scenes, I think he's telling the lads, you know what, we can do this. We can win this quadruple. It's not out of the realms of possibility. I do think in a weird way the FA Cup might be the hardest to win because Man City semi-final, Palace, you don't know, but you're more likely thinking Chelsea. A Palace-Chelsea semi-final and final for me might be a bit harder than what the Champions League into the Champions League final might be. So that could be the hardest one for me. But this Liverpool team behind the scenes, I'm telling you, that if there's any team that can do it at this moment in time, it's this Liverpool team.
Yeah, and Mick, it's the fact that going into this Benfica game in particular, and for me, I can't. Apart from obviously certain players, I can't think of who's going to start in this game because of the amount of squad depth we actually have. Like up front, it could be any of the five that could start. It could be any of the midfields, apart from, of course, you'd probably say Thiago and Fabinho. That, third spot in the midfield, I think, is questionable. Not because of, obviously I think Jordan Henderson will probably be there, but the fact that we have the likes of, well, like James said earlier, the fact that we do have a fit squad. So you have, Naby, Harvey, Curtis Jones as well. There's so many options, and that is not only a headache for opposition, it's a headache for Jurgen Klopp as well. Who does he pick?
Well, the thing is, what he could do tomorrow, because as we know in the Champions League, you have 5 subs. If we score a few goals in the first half, I'm sure he will change 5 people at half time. If we're well ahead by half time, that's what he'll do. As soon as he knows we're safe, he'll make the 5 changes. I'm 100% certain on that, and I think he's got his own way in the Premier League with the 5 changes as well. So I think it's going forward. Those with the bigger squads now are going to be the better teams.
Yeah.
So,
well, I remember everyone last year laughing at Jurgen, and are they laughing at him now? No, they're not. Hi, Mickey, says Gary as well. Gary says Liverpool can win this league. Well, I think by us lot, and I think by a lot of people, I think Sunday, if Liverpool do win that game, it will be very, very difficult to stop Liverpool from winning the league then. Big up, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Hello, John, as well. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. And Data says, we need to win the first leg against Benfica by as many goals as possible. We have so many games in such a short space of time. The squad needs to be rotated. Well, we'll speak a little bit about that in a brief moment, but let's focus a little bit now on Benfica, of course, the opposition. And Jay, of course, on the weekend, they did lose a 3-2 to Braga. They did rest, well, mainly their attack. They did rest a lot of players going forward. But defensively, when you looked at it, they didn't really rest as many players as you would have thought. Of course, they've got Tongan, Otamendi as well. I think I watched the highlights of that Ajax game, and it was, it's a surprise to me how on earth they've managed to get through by the amount of chances that Ajax had, and especially as well looking at the league table as well. We saw how well Liverpool managed to do against Porto this season in the Champions League, and Porto are by far the best team in Portugal at the minute. I think they're 13 or 14 points clear at the present moment in time in the league. So
yeah,
what are your thoughts about Benfica, and what challenges do you think they could bring this Liverpool side?
I don't know a lot about Benfica. I know is it Darwin Núñez? Is it up front? Everyone goes on about. He's their star boy, ain't he? And but I'm not quite sure. I mean, I think Abel Tarabat, ain't they, or something as well, ain't they? And
yeah, Tarat. Yeah, they've got Tarat, Everton,
Julio Weigl,
Grimaldo as well.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think. Their team, there's nothing really. I'm looking at their squad right now, and there's nothing there that would. I know everyone talks about Darwin Núñez and what a player he is and all that, but I've never seen him play, so I just go on what people were saying about him. And a lot of people, most of the time, a lot of people pick up very average players, make them out to be all saying they're not half the time. But yeah, this Porto side, I think they was that their first loss in 9 or something? It was on a 9-winning bounce or something like that, I heard.
Something like that, yeah.
And that was their first loss. So, this is their biggest game of the season tomorrow. They ain't played anyone as good as us in their calendar year this year, So this is going to be a hard one for them, even though I think we're away first, aren't we? So,
yeah.
It's at their ground, but Porto are the best team in Portugal. And, what we do to Porto, they're our side chick, ain't they? I mean, we just, but you can't play. Football's not played like that because Porto's the best team in Portugal. We beat them all the time. It's just not. Everyone thinks they just got to beat Benfica. Personally, I don't see a lot there that can hurt us. I know they have I think it's a pacey winger. I can't remember his name now. So he might be a little bit of a threat on the high line we play. But other than that, I don't really see a lot of danger. But Liverpool can't go into this. Going into this game confidently, obviously, but with respect, still a Champions League game, even though Benfica are the lowest rated team left in the Champions League, I do believe. Yeah. You've still got to respect your opponents and take a professional job. I see a lot of people go 4-0, 5-0, all this sort of stuff. It's just, just be respectful of the team you're playing, get the job done. As you say, we've got 5 subs. I see people say, rest these players, rest that players. For me, I'd go as strong as possible. We've got 5 subs you can use as half a team. Get the game won, and then if the game's won, like everyone's saying, like get the game won, you got 5 subs to bring on, rest them up that way. So that's what I would do personally. But this Benfica team, as I say, I don't really know a lot. I will say that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Mick, it's the fact that I think in this game in particular, of course, many people have mentioned rotation as well, and those 5 substitutes as well. But for this game, and the biggest headache that I've had personally all day, trying to think, who would start, is at left back. I don't know where. Of course, Robbo's played a tremendous amount of football at the turn of the year, and I don't think Kostas has, even had a game since the start of the year. It may have come on once or twice as a substitution, but like, where do you think Liverpool might see a bit of rotation for Benfica? Do you think it will be any rotation, or do you think that it'll be, strong 11 substitutes and then, go again then against City?
I reckon 2 changes in defence, 1 change in midfield, and 2 changes up front from Saturday. That's what who it'll be is beyond me. And Poppy, yes, we know you're a superstar. It's all right, my cat's talking to you as well. So I think going forward. The front. Come on, then, come and say hello. Right, there you go. Sorry, guys, but the Liverpool cat's here. Yes, I know. I'm online. You jealous? So, before I was rudely interrupted, I'm imagining Mane's coming back in. Salah's keeping his place, and I think Diaz will start because Diaz knows that league, knows them players, scores goals against Benfica in the past. I'm sure. I think maybe Curtis Jones will be swapped for Keita. That's what I'm thinking, and I think Trent and Konate come in for Matip and Gomez. That's what I'm thinking. But and then at half time, if we're doing well, a mass change. Probably carry on scoring goals in the second half and just keep them fresh for Sunday. Yeah. So we need a big lead anyway, so we can play a weaker. Well, what's a weaker side for Liverpool now? A weaker side wins now, doesn't it? Play a weaker side against Benfica in the second leg, give us a fighting chance to beat City twice.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because I think they're going to be. They've got. I'm not going to say the S word, but they've got the crap houses of Atletico Madrid. Yeah, they're going to be a bit battered and bruised and a bit, more tired than we are. I'm sure going into both games.
Yeah, well, it's a challenge mentally, isn't it, this week for both Liverpool and City, especially with, of course, the games coming up. But I'd say more so with City because like Mick, you said it perfectly there. The fact that they've got Atletico Madrid, which will kick the living daylight out of them, to get a result there. And I think is City at home for the first leg, as well, which will help them a little bit. But if Atletico can get a result there, mentally, I think City will be, all over the place, especially, that Liverpool game on Sunday as well. But of course, could Diego Simeone, batter the both sides of Manchester? We will see anyway. But moving on to start their predictions, like Mick has already alluded to, Liverpool have a full strength team squad, and it's wonderful to see. For probably the 3rd or 4th time this season we've seen it, but then of course there's been little injuries and so on. But Jay, what would be your starting 11 for tomorrow?
The riches we have got now with a full strength side. It's as everyone's saying, it's there's no weak side more that we can put out. It's a very strong squad. So obviously Alisson, for me, is the best goalkeeper in the world at this moment in time. Him and Mendy for Chelsea. I do rate Mendy at Chelsea. I think he's a good goalkeeper, but Alisson's a bit better with his distribution, so I'll give it to him. I think Gomez might keep his place at right back, but I think Trent will see minutes in this match. But I think Gomez might keep his place. He's obviously been watching Trent very closely with his crossing of late. So, Yeah, I think Gomez deserves to keep his place at this moment in time. You know, let Trent come back in; he'll get it back. I think Matip and Virgil start on Robbo. Yeah, normal back. Gomez at right back, and then the rest of the normal ones. Midfield is the tricky one. I know a lot of people don't want Thiago to play. I've been on a few streams today already, and people were saying they don't want Thiago playing this game, keep him fresh for City on Sunday. But I'm in the thinking of when Thiago's fit, Thiago should play. You know, no matter what. I don't see the point of resting players just in case they play. So what, you know, you don't know what's going to happen in training either. You know, things can happen in the week building up to games, and I think it's better for Thiago to keep playing. I think that's where you see a better Thiago. I don't think Thiago's better when he rests. I think he gets in his rhythm and what, you know, the performance he put against Watford. I mean, midfield, Jesus, you got to keep that player. I'll take Thiago. I think Fabinho has to play, and
Hendo, midfield spot now.
Yeah, I think Hendo might be rested, but I don't know if Naby Keita. I know everyone wants to see that free midfield, Naby Keita, Hendo, Naby Keita, Fabinho, and Thiago. I just don't know if that works, but it might actually be the midfield you see. And then Salah's going to start. I know a lot of people say Salah needs resting and all that. I don't think Salah's actually that tired. I think he's mentally drained, not physically. You know, what he's gone through with AFCON, then not winning going through in the World Cup, probably thinking about retiring from international football by the look of it. But you see him in training today, he looks happy as anything, smiles and everything. So Mo's going to play. Diaz will play on the left, and Bobby will play through the middle.
Very, very interesting. Data's gone for Alisson, Tsimikas, Matip, Virgil, Trent, Milner, James Milner. Interesting. Jordan Henderson and Thiago, Diaz, Firmino, and Salah. And Mitchell's in as well, saying hello, lads. Hello, Mitch. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. Anyway, we got Mickey's one. For me, I think I'd agree with two. See, the thing is, for me, I've been thinking about it all day. Trent, I think, comes back in for me, and I think Ibu comes in as well. I think Matip. You know, you could play Ibu for, of course, the FA Cup, which I think either Ibu or Joe Gomez will start alongside Virgil van Dijk in the FA Cup game. But I think playing Joel Matip in 3 games in a row, I don't like it particularly. So I'd go with Ibu. Robbo, I would agree with, even though Costas, I think, might get half time on. Midfield 3 for me, which is a lot to different people. Thiago, Fabinho, Harvey Elliott. I think that we've seen that. Who's it? 2-0 Arsenal?
No, Palace.
Ooh.
2-0 Palace.
2-0 Palace?
Yeah.
Right, I've got to just say something, Connor. I was watching the Tottenham game. I did the watch along for the Tottenham game, yeah. I was so impressed by Spurs. And all I've heard from Arsenal fans is that they got 4th place locked down. 4th place is done. That is all you've heard.
That's the worst thing you can say.
And I've been saying this Spurs team will annihilate Arsenal when they play them, the way they're playing at the moment. And Arsenal are losing the Palace 2-0. Carry on.
But no. Does anyone think Harvey Elliott should play in this game because he played away at Inter Milan?
I don't know if we're going to see much more of Harvey Elliott this season, to be fair.
I think he's next season. Next season. I think Klopp's got in mind the players he wants to go with from now till the end of the season in this run-in, and I think he just wants. I don't think he wants to put Harvey in that right now with the pressure and everything. I mean, let's face it, the man's come back early from that injury, so I would just let him have a good pre-season in the summer. He's a young lad. Let him have a good pre-season in the summer. Might make the odd substitute appearance, but I don't really think we'll see him that much now till next season.
Very, very interesting. I'd still go Harvey Elliott though. I have the lad. I think he's brilliant. But I'd like to see him in that midfield 3 against Benfica, especially where you'd get the opportunities to get in behind as well. And then I'd go Salah, Mane, and probably Diaz. I would say Diaz is 100% starting for me.
Yeah,
and he'll score.
I see. He hasn't
No.
really played for a while, has he? So
He didn't play. He played one game for Colombia, I think, and then got the other game off, and didn't play any of the Watford games. So
no.
fully rested. To be fair, Gary says Ali Becker, Gomez, Canate, Van Dijk, Robbo, Thiago, Fabinho, Elliott, Salah, Firmino, and Diaz as well, and Dave is in as well, saying the lads. Hello, Dave. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Dave, you can join if you want. The link is in the video description down below. Anyway, but score predictions then, boys. I know that Jay, you said. Thank the Lord that Mr. Jack McLFC isn't here, because he would be predicting 8-0 right now.
Yeah.
I would be saying that right now.
He probably has. He probably has on this one just now.
I haven't checked this video out yet. I will do after this, but I can guarantee it's going to be 8 or 9-0 anyway. But Mick, starting with you, mate. What's your score prediction for tomorrow?
4-0. I think a professional job again away in Europe. 4-0. I'm not going super like 5-6, but 4-0, 2 in each half.
I could definitely see that. Jay?
I'm going to go 3. Hope if our chat's put 10-0 in the chat.
For God's sake, Makendo.
I'm going to go 3-0. Hopefully hoping for more, but I think this game will be done in the first leg. I think this game will be done in the first leg.
Yeah. And for me, I'm going 3-0. I think three goals in the first half, and then it'll just be the second half will be just controlled. Typical Liverpool away performance, I think, anyway. But let us know, guys, your thoughts in the chat. Jack is going with 10-0. Went 5-0, then changed to 2-0, a bit more. Are you all right? Question for the panel: what is the first Liverpool game at Anfield you went to see?
I'm trying to remember.
That's a good question.
Oh, Jesus. 1991. I can't remember the game now, though.
Mick, do you know when you went?
Yeah, 1981 against Nottingham Forest.
That was the year I was born. I've got the ticket here somewhere.
I was only
ticket.
a lad then, but I remember it well.
Sunderland 2009 or 2008, I think.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember now. It was 1991. It was right at the beginning of the season. It was like the first few games. I've actually got the ticket. It's my kids have been in my office and they're going to get killed. Yeah, it was in the beginning of the season in 91, but I can't remember bloody team we played now. My memory's gone to shit. But yeah, that was my first one with my dad.
Sorry, have you both been to a European game? I haven't been to a European game yet.
Yeah, the last Champions League game I went to was Liverpool Sevilla when it was at 3-3. Yeah, when we threw it away.
Horrible.
When we threw it away.
So
because of that, I haven't gone to a Champions League game since.
I've tried. That's one of my bucket list for next season, is to go to a Champions League game next year. Mish has gone 6-1. Gary's gone 3-0. Mish has said Liverpool's first ever game Jamie went to. He's old enough for sure. Oh, for God's sake. 1979. The Villa says data. Jesus, that's a very long time ago. Nothing like them. They are best, says Jack as well. I think Jack was at Inter. Was Jack at Inter? I think he was. Anyway,
yeah, he was, wasn't he? Yeah.
Good. Well, before we do head off, anyway, I know that Jay said it earlier. Who do you think will be the standout player? Like, who do you think is Liverpool's most important player in this week?
Ooh. I know.
If you can single one out, because there is so many, like
Alisson Becker.
Ooh, okay.
Now you said him, I won't have him now. I'll choose somebody else.
Alisson Becker for me is Liverpool's player of the season and not Mo Salah. I think Alisson Becker is been bit unnoticed this season. The man's tremendous. The man's one-on-one saves. I don't think there's a better goalkeeper in world football with his one-on-one saves. No, the man's fantastic at it, and his positioning in goal. I mean, that one against Watford on the weekend in 30 seconds late we score. That's what a world-class goalkeeper does. And he's been doing it all season. Yeah, he's had one or two mishaps this season. All goalkeepers do. No one's that goalkeeping position you can't be perfect. It's impossible. So, but for me, it's Alisson Becker. That's why we only conceded 20 goals the way we defend. You know, if any team defended the way we did, they'd be shipping 30 or 40 a season. Because the way we defend with that high line, we play one-on-one defending. No one else does one-on-one defending. We can do that because we got the pace at the back and we got Alisson Becker in goal, and that's Alisson Becker for me.
Well, speaking of that, we've seen that, didn't we? You know, when 17, 18, when like we were playing our expensive football, and we had the likes of Karius and Mignolet, and we were still conceding goals, left, right, and centre. I think even that season, I think we conceded like 40 odd goals as well, which was not good enough. But as soon as Ali's come in, he's been brilliant. I think his percentage for one-on-ones is up at like 82% or something mad like that. It's I think it's half than double, or more than double, I should say, of anyone else in the Premier League alone. So he's outrageous, isn't he? But we've got a few good shouts here. Jack's gone with Ali. Fabinho. Data says Alisson is one of the best ever keepers at Liverpool, but Thiago is also on another planet. Yeah, he is, to be fair. Ali Becker is a gorgeous man.
He is a gorgeous man.
He is I could look at that man all day.
Do you know what? I don't think there's that much between him, Edison, and De Gea in shot stopping. I just think where Alisson beats him is deploying from the goalkeeper to attacking. There's no one better than him.
No,
he's the best at creating attacks from the goalkeeping position, because he does make mistakes like they do. We have seen him. We had a couple last year, didn't he, against Man City? So let's hope we don't repeat them this time. No, I think the class of goalkeeper in the Premier League at the moment is unreal. For Alisson to be the top of that says it all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For Mick, who would it be for you if you can't choose Alisson?
So my next one would be Van Dijk, because I'm not going on tomorrow's game. I'm going on the 2 games against City. He's going to be massively important. I think we're going to have to play a little bit different because they don't play with the striker. And we struggled at Anfield with that. They didn't play with the striker at Anfield, and Foden got a lot of space coming from deep. I think we're going to have to look at defending the players coming in from deep, because Foden destroyed us. I know we should have won that game at Anfield, and it was 3 bits of brilliance. I know they only scored 2, but I've seen 3 bits of brilliance from Foden that worries me. So I think Van Dijk and them are really important in getting on them late runs that Foden makes.
In that City game, didn't Milner play?
Yeah, he did.
At right back.
Should have got sent off.
Yeah, and Foden always annihilates Milner. They made a point of that before the game because he did it last time. And yeah, that Foden shout is a big one against City. Liverpool don't like it when they haven't got a centre forward to mark. They want a centre forward to mark. That's what defenders want, and that's why Foden will play that false 9 position again. But Trent will be back. That's what I keep saying. We never play City when we've got a full strength team. Now we have this game. This game for me on Sunday, I believe now Liverpool versus Manchester City is the biggest game in club football anywhere in the world. I think it's taken over Madrid and Barcelona. I think Man City Liverpool now is the biggest game in club football. They're the 2 best teams in Europe, and they got the 2 best managers in the world as well. I just think it's going to be the viewing figures for Sunday's game for Man City Liverpool. I bet smash all records around the world.
Huge. Yeah,
I still think the Champions League final will be Liverpool-Chelsea, and I think the FA Cup final will be Liverpool-Chelsea.
Yeah,
I think we'll play Chelsea 3 times and beat them 3 times, make them cry.
Well, it'd be like 04-05, where we just played them constantly.
Yeah, do you remember that? Like every week, weren't it? Again.
And that's the thing. It's the fact that Liverpool, we want to be successful. We want to play all the best teams. We want to be there and thereabouts. And I know everyone's mentioning their own different players and that, but for me, we're going back a little bit onto it. I think Fabinho for me is the big one. He's been tremendous for Liverpool this season. you talk about, DMs around the world in N'Golo Kante, Casemiro, and so on. At the minute, personally, I wouldn't have anyone else at Liverpool at that DM position.
I wouldn't say Kante's a DM low, isn't it? I think he's
No,
box to box. He's just fucking good. That's what Kante. He's just
transitioned
great.
into that, though, isn't he? He's transitioned out of it, I would say.
Fabinho is your bog standard defensive midfielder. But I'll tell you what, Fabinho, like you're saying, the man's class, but his passing goes underrated. Yeah. He's a very good passer of the ball. And like you say, Fabinho at this moment in time, his ability to read the play, second to none as well. I mean, he's counter-pressing in high areas as well. He's not just a deep-lining defensive midfielder, he's also an attacking defensive midfielder as well, because when he gets up high, he really presses and wins the ball back. As you say, he's been different class this season.
Yeah. No, he is, definitely. Mitch said, on that point, Jamie, I believe this Sunday will break all records. Every football fan in the world will watch it. Jack saying 100%, mate. And Mark says one of the most watched, I would assume. It's the fact that, as well, this game, theoretically, decides the title.
I believe whoever wins this game wins the league, because it'd be a huge dent in the confidence of both teams, whoever loses.
Neither of us will see. The problem is, even if we draw, we won't win the league, because neither of us, we will both win every game for the rest of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Afterwards, so it's not a draw isn't good enough.
No,
people say, "I took a draw." It's not good enough. We're still behind them.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone taking points off them, and I can't see anyone taking points off us.
Nope.
And what nobody knows, even last season, our disastrous season. In the last 10 games, we were the best side.
We won every game. Yeah, we won every game.
We were the only side to win every game, and we scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, and we're on 10 on the bounce at this moment in time that no one's talking about. You always hear about Man City's big winning runs, don't you? All the time in the league. Liverpool on 10 league games in a row at the moment.
Seconds.
And no one's talking about that. Whoever wins Sunday is going to win the league title. But I said when we played Arsenal, I think that win against Arsenal away from home was massive for us, because that was our game in hand. And my only worry is that, I don't know about you, Connor, but do you reckon the international break come at the wrong time for us?
Hang on a minute, Jack said buzzing noise, boys. Let me check.
A microphone on your earphones, on your earbuds. It might be rubbing on your top.
Can you hear it now, guys?
Yeah, that's gone there. Yeah,
there we go. It might have been me. Apologies for that. But for me, I think it come at a right and wrong time. I think between the both sides, I think Liverpool didn't need it. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I think as well. I do look at it still though, and I'm like, Liverpool, I think, needed it just to take that step away and to reassess and go, look, we're going to come back after the international break. We've got to win every single game, and to go, I think if we do win every single game, it'll be 19 games, which will beat club records and so on. I think it'll be magical if we can do it, and I think we can go on to do it. But it's like like Mika said, and like you said, that City game is a must-win game. We can't draw, can't lose. It's a must-win game. Simple as. We can go there and actually be 2 points, in front of them and go, look, we've got our roads, plain and simple. We can go on and do it again. And hopefully we can anyway. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the chat. Anyway, Gary says Liverpool will beat City. Jack says static. Is this still?
No, it's all right. It's all good.
I think it's Mickey.
No, I can hear static badly. That's why.
Yeah, I could hear it, but I think it's okay now. Let us know, guys, in the chat. Anyway,
there's a little bit. I've muted my mic a few times. It never made any difference. So
fine. Yeah, I think it's your top, Connor.
It's away from my top. My mic's away from my top.
Okay.
I don't think it's me now. It's someone else. We don't know who it is.
It's the Gremlins. It's the Gremlins.
We don't know who the hell it is. But to be fair, though, when we do look at it, and going 5 years in the future, will these two teams be known as the best Premier League teams ever, or do you think that we're already there?
I think Liverpool need to win another Premier League trophy, and then we can have that talk. I think we just need one more Premier League trophy, and it's like that's 2 in 3 years for us. That's 3 in 4 years for City. You're looking at the 2 best. Yeah, you're definitely looking at the 2 best. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. I just don't think. It's hard to go back and look at the Man Uniteds of '99 and 2008 and the after invincible team, and where would they be now playing against this Klopp and Man City side? And it's difficult to compare generations, and decades and that. But right now, this Liverpool and City team. Look, Chelsea has spent, Man United have spent hundreds and hundreds of millions and millions, and Chelsea are 13 points behind us. It just, bought £100 million striker in the summer. It just, this Liverpool team, this Man City team at this moment in time are light years above everyone else in this Premier League. And if Liverpool win the Premier League this season and we look back and then we can have a talk and go, these two might be the 2 best there's been in the Premier League. But, rival fans don't like it coming from Liverpool maths, do they? So, they just have to put up with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
For me, we have to win the league this year, because at the moment, if Guardiola wins the league, that's 4-1. Yeah, in the last 5 years, which means it's been the Guardiola time. Yeah, if Klopp wins this one, it's 3-2, which means it's the Klopp and Guardiola era, which then does make it. So what will happen is we could end up with nothing, and they could end up with the treble. Yeah, which would surpass what we've done, and they'll be known as the greatest team. At the moment, if that happens, no one will remember how good we were, because Man City won everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to challenge on the top, and I think mentally we're stronger than them, because all they've done for 2 weeks over this holiday is talk about Liverpool. Not once has Man City come out of Liverpool's mouth.
No. Well, it's like Jordan
and Laporte's claim that we want to be like them.
Yeah, what a load of crap that is.
He wouldn't even get in our side. I don't know what he's on about. Do you know what I mean? No. I just don't. We got a better keeper than them. I think we got better defenders than them. See, where they beat us is, I think their midfield is supremely the best midfield in the world, the best midfield group.
Yeah,
but we beat them up front as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're far off in their midfield. I mean, Fabinho and Thiago. People might slag Jordan Henderson off, but he's Jurgen Klopp on the pitch, ain't he? So he's that on the pitch for Liverpool. So but you are right, with the depth in midfield, they've probably got better depth in midfield than Liverpool, player for player. But our forward line, is the best in Europe. It's as simple as that. And Man City would love that forward line. That's why Pep ain't been able to make changes in games in recent matches, because he looked at the sub bench and he hasn't got what we got on the bench. That's why Foden and Grealish have to play forward areas. They're midfielders, but they play forward areas because Gabriel Jesus is a failed number 9. He doesn't work.
Well, they play him in the right wing as well, and he can barely get a game. Which I love anyway. But before we do head off anyway, guys, get your final comment. And anyway, I can't wait for this game, for this great game. Hope you're well, mate. Says Mark. Jack to Mark. Everton United will challenge for the title next season. I freaking what championship?
What's he smoking?
Mark says, "Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you, Jack, as well?" What else do we have? Think that would be a hard choice. Agreed, says Mark. Sounds like turning into the radio broadcast from the 30s con, static all over the shop. Yeah, I do apologize that it's nobody's mic. We don't know what it is. So apologies for that, but we will be heading off in a minute. Liverpool need a striker.
Stuff is gone now.
Yeah, it's gone now. What was that? And now it's back. What's happening? Can't win. Can't bloody win. But well, speaking of it, Mo Salah's contract. Jurgen did say that both parties are in conversations about it. Anyway, do we expect a summer announcement now?
Yeah,
anytime.
It'll be all done in the summer. Summer.
What's
I
that
think
one for? Sorry.
Most contract.
Oh, I think you'll find out before that.
Yeah, I think it's close to being done. I really do.
The-
I know a lot of people were slagging off the newspapers that broke it the other day and stuff like that, but there's some of the reporters in there are quite have got things, you know, spot on in the past, and there's no smoke, shall we say, without. So I do think it's very close. I think Mo's just looked at it as well and maybe stopped listening to his agent for a little bit and actually listened to what he actually wants. And you know, Mo knows Liverpool's situation. Mo knows how Liverpool work as a football club. And you know, all this talk that he wants 500 grand a week and all that's nonsense. He just wants to be paid to what he thinks he's worth, but he knows Liverpool can't go over a threshold. And he I think they've come to a term. He's going to sign the deal. He's going to be here for Liverpool for the next 4 years. So it's happy times.
Yeah, no,
Well,
absolutely.
I'm hearing the money wasn't the problem. I'm hearing
it's
it was the lack of ambition in it.
Yeah.
It was lack of ambition in the transfer market,
And
which
when he got
FSG
Diaz.
promised him.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why they went and did it, because that was a thing that I've heard since September is Liverpool need to show him they've got some ambition.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the players were happy. We didn't sign that many in the summer. I think they needed a bit of a spruce up. But
when you look at it, the only Thiago and Jota was practically the only major signings we signed in about 2 years.
Yeah,
Tsimikas, Taki, and Adrian, if you want to class that. But you know, that's not major signings when you look at it.
To me, when we get knocked out, if we get knocked out on his cups, I'm not saying we are. I think that may be the day to throw the contract at us.
Next day, just make us happy again.
I would be surprised if it's Saturday night before the game against City, just for the confidence boost.
Yeah, I mean, what we've got to remember as well is he's still got to 2023 to sign a deal, so he's in no rush. He's got to look at all bases, hasn't he, himself, personally. But I've been confident, as you know, from day one that he wouldn't. Yeah. I think if emotion would take over, and because he's a Liverpool fan as well. He loves the club now. He regrets joining Chelsea over us originally. You know what I mean? If you listen to any of his talks that he has on TV and whatever, but if he hadn't have done that, he wouldn't have been the Mo we've got now, probably. So, probably. I'm just excited about this Carvalho coming in next season. That's, you know what I mean? I think he's going to be
a player, ain't he?
the new ace in the block, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's they want him to replace Bobby.
He's a Bobby replacement, isn't he?
Yeah, because he plays a similar role, the number 10.
Yeah.
So,
well, a lot of people have been, of course, over the last, the last week, of course, have been on Christopher Nkunku's bandwagon of bringing him in. I know he has I think he's played 40 and he's got 45 goal involvements this season, which is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but it is the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga, when you do beat a team, you destroy them at times.
He's going to buy him. What I've heard.
Probably buy and get all the good players in the Bundesliga. Well, I say all the good ones, but of course, they went with Upamecano, and we all know what the better choice was. It was Ibu Konate. But guys, we are going to leave it there for tonight. Anyway, I do apologise for the static. We wanted to bring some radio retroness back to YouTube. Anyway, so do apologise for that anyway. But thank you to my guest Jamie. Please head over to his channel. We'll leave the links in the video description, and please check out Mickey as well. We'll leave the links in the chat down below as well. But until next time, guys, we will see you all then. Hopefully tomorrow, with the Liverpool win. We might do a watch along as well tomorrow for a big Champions League game as well. So please check out for that anyway. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. We'll see you all then. Ta-ra.